Hello. Evening, guys. You guys all right? Good. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Nathan Caton. I live at home with my mum still. Thank you for that judgmental silence. I mean, it's not all bad. There are some good things about living at home. Like, the best thing for me is my neighbour. I've got, like, the best next-door neighbour in the world, right? So I'm an old lady called Mrs. Bishop. Lovely, sweet old lady, but she's overly PC when it comes to race. Like, she's, like, petrified of appearing racist, right? So much so that whenever she talks to me or my family, she never says the word black. Instead, she says urban. Like, she'll say something like, "Oh, Nathan, do you know the little urban kid from number 5? You know, with the big urban hair. Have you seen him, right?" Mrs. Bishop, you don't have to do that, man. That's dumb on so many different levels. I mean, like, firstly, urban is not an adequate replacement for black, right? Urban's a city. Anyone can be urban. 2, the word black, it's not racist. It's a color. I'm not going to get offended over a color. I'm a human being, not a bull. And 3, even if the word black was racist, I still wouldn't be offended if you said it, because you're black too. Spit it out. What's wrong with you? I'm immature. I know I'm immature. I get told all the time I'm immature. I think a big reason why I'm so immature is it's because of my mates. Right? A lot of my mates who I hang out with, they're very immature. Like, my mate Paul is a prime example of how immature we are. Right? Like, my mate Paul, he's what I like to call a bit of a lad, which is basically a man's way of saying he's a bellend, but he's my mate. That's what a lad is, isn't it? Like, he's a dickhead, but I've known him for too long to get rid of him. Right? Paul, he's a typical lad. Like, he does lad things. Like, lads say things that are maybe like racist, sexist, misogynistic, or homophobic, and then they always justify it by going, banner in it, bands. Like a proper dickhead. Paul does it all the time. I remember one time England were playing Poland. It was a World Cup qualifier. And what happened was the FA allocated 18,000 tickets to the Poland fans, which is like double the normal amount. Paul found out, and he was like, "Yeah, bruv, that's cool. If the FA want to let 18,000 Polish people into Wembley Stadium, it's the least they could do. After all, they probably built the place, innit?" Banner in it, bruv, banner in it, yeah? Bands, man, bands. Shut up, you idiot. That's dumb. I mean, firstly, that's a lazy stereotype. Not all Polish people are builders. Secondly, Wembley Stadium was £75 million over budget and 4 years behind schedule. That's got British builders written all over it. If you're going to be racist, just be accurate. That's one thing that annoys me more than racism itself. Lazy, sloppy racism, right? Not saying that there's good parts of racism, but lazy, sloppy racism really gets on my nerves. Right? I'll give you an example of what I mean. A story which happened during the summer. There's a black football player called Dani Alves, right? He plays for Barcelona. Now, he was playing one game, and during the match, a fan from the crowd chucked a banana at him. Just random, pow, right? But Dani Alves, though, he's quite cool, didn't let it get to him, picked up the banana, ate it, chucked away the skin, right? Now, when it happened, some of my white friends were asking me how I felt, because that's what happens every time there's a story in the news that's linked to black people. I don't know why, it always happens. Anytime, end of 2013, 3 of my white friends text me the same thing, going, "Hey, bruv, I heard about Mandela. Are you okay?" What's off, man? So anyway, sorry, I've gone off point. I was talking about Dani Alves, the black football player who had a banana chucked at him, right? And I said, after it happened, my white friends, not being racist, just casually were asking me how I felt. Now, how I felt was, I was offended, but not for the reason that they thought I'd be offended. I wasn't offended because it was racist. I was offended because of how it was racist, you know? The guy chucked a banana. Really? A banana? What kind of lazy, boring, uncreative racism is that, man? It's not the 18th century, it's the 21st century. Black people, we've moved on. We like other things now, you know? Chuck a Nando's menu, man. A banana. That's not racism, that's potassium. I'm not offended by that. Up your game, Belen. What's wrong with you? So, yeah, man. Love sports, man. I'm a massive sports fan. Me and my mates always arguing about sports, always arguing about stuff. Like, we got into one argument, one of my mates in particular, we got into an argument start of the year. A former football player, he came out in the news, right, to reveal that he's gay. Now, that's cool. Fair credit to him for coming out, that's all good. However, at the same time, I can't help but think, why is it someone famous revealing that they're gay is still seen as a headline? It shouldn't be a headline to be gay in today's day and age. Like, so what? Like, that shouldn't be a headline. It's like, okay, it's cool. You're gay. What do you want? A cookie? A cock. Not gonna say fuck. Go for it, right? No big deal, right? But then the weird thing was, after that player came out, I was talking to a mate of mine who is gay, because that's what happens every time there's a story in the news that's linked to gay people. I was asking him how gay people felt as a whole, right? But I was saying, I was like, bruv, I don't get it. Like, why is it a big deal to be gay in today's day and age? Like, it's not a taboo, it's normal, it's accepted, it's cool, right? But then my mate, he was like, no, Nathan, let me stop you there, okay? Yes, I hear what you mean, the world is more tolerant, it's more liberal, yeah, I get that. But trust me, if someone famous comes out, it's still a big issue, innit? Because, like, gay people, we're still seen as a minority, It's like you being black, for example. No, it's not. Like, when I was 17, 18 years old, I didn't have to gather my family together. Mum, grandma, I've got something to tell you guys, yeah? Mum, remember the other day when you came in my room and I was reading a Nando's menu and you asked me why? Remember that? And grandma, remember last weekend when I picked you up and I was half an hour late for no reason? Remember that? Yeah? Well, basically, it's because I'm... What, why, what? What you is? It's because I'm... No. In my house? You is? Yeah, I'm urban. You guys been cool. I've been there for Caton. Thank you. Cheers.